here we are once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are now on Season 1, Episode 9. Yeah, just do your best, Ida. Ida, or Super Sentai Man, or Freaky Legs.
Or the ultimate moral compass.
Yes, or hands gestury man. You know, it's like, what are you doing? You must stop this.
He has quite a lot of character traits, doesn't he?
Well, he's one that stands out.
They put a lot of traits into one character with him.
Well, it's traits that you notice straight away.
Yeah.
However, there are other characters who have traits as well, but you don't notice them right now because we haven't focused a lot on them.
So far, I have a couple that I'm interested in that I hope get more. Like, if this ends up being a really long anime, like Dragon Ball Z or Bleach, you know, where they end up getting to do, like, real full episodes for, like, every character eventually and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like, there's some characters that I definitely want to see more about.
What's one that you would like to see?
The pink alien girl.
Ah, yeah.
Frog girl.
Sue.
Definitely Ice Guy.
Oh, yeah, Todoroki.
And the guy that looked kind of like a lion, that Ice Guy, kind of straight, just fucked up.
Yeah, the one with the tail.
Yeah, that one just his design interests me. I'd like to know more about what he's about.
Okay.
And then weird, creepy six-arm man.
Like legit Spider-Man.
Yeah, like
legit Spider-Man. Yeah.
He's like fucking cosmic horror man. Like, in my opinion, that's like some Cthulhu shit that he's doing. That's why I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, maybe that's what his hero name could be, Lovecraft.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, minus the racism.
Just call him a Shogoth or whatever, if he can make eyes on his limbs too.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. That'd be good. So, yeah, in terms of this series, a lot of characters are introduced, and some of them stand out more than others. Of course, you know, we have, I'd say our primary 3 heroes that are in class.
Oh, an Invisible Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't realize she existed until the last episode. She's been invisible this whole time.
Yeah. Well,
she could have had lines in previous episodes, and I just not realized she was talking. I thought it was somebody else.
I hear you. In terms of the 3 main heroes that we have, that I'm invested in terms of how long they've been in, especially the ones who are in the class. Number 1, of course, Midoriya. He's pretty much the main protagonist of the series. Then we have Bakugo, who is
the main rival.
Yeah. The Sasuke to his Naruto. I know, that's a terrible comparison. Or, I know, the Vegeta to his Goku. And then, of course, 3rd, we have Uraraka, or Ochako, which I adore her because she's just so pure and so innocent that she's just like, oh, gosh.
She's cute.
It's like, oh, you're so cute. Oh, gosh. It's amazing you can make things float. You know who her biggest fan is? Pennywise. Because when you come down here, you'll float too. You'll float too.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So
she's like, I can already float. He's just like, what?
Yeah. Actually, you know, that'd be a funny thing she could do. Like, all of a sudden, he's just like, hello, little girl. You want to come down here in the sewer?
Where you can float.
And then she'll just be like, oh, I can do that. Watch. Bye, creepy clown man. And he's just like, what the hell was that?
He's just confused.
Super confused. I would be too. All right. Well, enough lollygagging and enough jibber jabbing. Let's get to the episode. Season 1, Episode 9. Here we go. Wow! They're like, oh gosh, this guy's not being it. This guy's not giving us any dirt. Scurry off, you little rats.
I think you're too scruffy. Fuck off, I can do what I want.
They don't have the. They have the right to not talk to you. It's not like you're.
Not to mention, honestly, the one guy that was talking, like, told them what they needed to know, anyways.
It's just
It's like
it's
he's a
not
great
dirt.
teacher, you know?
Well, it's not dirt.
Yeah.
They want dirt.
They're hoping,
That's-
like, somebody's going to say something weird or something. But there's nothing weird to tell. Like,
No.
he's doing his best, and it's good so far. So.
Yeah.
お前もガキみたいな真似するな。能力あるんだから。分かってる。また腕ぶっ壊して一件落着か。急で悪いが、今日は君らに学級委員長を決めてもらう。
Last rep.
周囲からの信頼あってこそ務まる政務。民主主義
I'd vote for either Ida or
みんなで
Momo.
決めるというのならこれは投票で決めるべき議案。どうでしょうか、先生。
時間内に決めりゃなんでもいいよ。
Actually, I remember Micah saw that. He was just like, I would totally do that. Just zip up in a sleeping bag and just fall over.
誰が。まあおめえに入れるよかわかるけどな。
Of course. Ochiko probably voted for him.
他に入れたのね。
So if he got 0 votes, he voted for Meteora, too, I guess.
Yeah.
じゃあ委員長は緑屋、副委員長は八百万だ。
Hey, at least Momo made it.
いざ委員長やるとなると務まるか不安だよ。務まる。
大丈夫さ。
Anime food always looking delicious.
Yeah, it's making me hungry again. It's making me hungry, man. Stop that.
だから君に投票したんだ。僕は僕の正しいと思う判断をしたまでだ。僕？いつもは俺って。
飯田君って。
そう言われるのが嫌で一人称を変えていたんだが。
Stop staring. It's not every.
俺の家は代々ヒーロー一家なんだ。ターボヒーロー、インゲニウムを知っている。65人ものサイドキックを雇っている。
65 sidekicks.
Damn, he stays busy.
それが俺の兄さん。すごいや。
I see where the design of his outfit comes from. He wants to be just like his brother.
Yeah.
Well, if his brother's that awesome, I don't blame him. If you could imagine both of them working together, I mean, that'd be huge.
就任するのが正しい。
実技入試のことだけど。
Oh, too late.
校舎内に誰かが侵入してきたってことだよ。
Oh, great. Oh, they're rushing. Guys, come on. It's not the end of the world. You're only gonna make things worse.
オールマイク出してくださいよ。
何かと思えばただのマスコミよ。皆さん、落ちていた。
Oh. Oof. Oh, just got lost in the sea of bodies.
浮かせろ、ウララ客。
There we go.
みんなの視線が集中する場所。エンジンブースト。
Woo! Backflip! Oof.
ただのマスコミです。何もパニックになることはありません。ここは UA。最高峰の人間にふさわしい行動を取りましょう。
Hey, he did it. Bye bye, master communication. Yeah.
飯田天也君がいいと思います。
Eh. There's a problem with that. Nobody voted for him. So technically he should be deputy and Momo should be class rep.
それでもいいぜ。ああ、それになんか非常口の標識みてえになってたよな。
He kind of
時
did.
間がもったいない。何でもいいから早く進めろ。
任せたぜ、非常口。
非常口。
Emergency exit, Ida.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why not Momo? More people voted for her than they did for Ida.
どうしたらただのマスコミにこんなことができる。
Oh, well.
よこしまなものが入り込んだかが。
Whoa.
もしくは宣戦布告の腹積もりか。
Interesting.
Everything was not really fine.
No, someone knocked down the front gate.
Yeah.
Pretty much turned it into rubble.
Because I am here on my way to work.
He can't help himself.
I still feel like he could at least show people that, like, yeah, he has like this weak form right now for reasons, but he can still kick some ass if need be. He doesn't have to be like, yeah, I can buy my power is inherited and shit like that. He can still keep that a secret.
あなたの個性オールマイトに似てる
そうかな。僕のネビルレーザーは派手さも強さもプロ並み。
でもお腹壊しちゃうのは良くないね
ああ、
爆豪ちゃんはキレてばっかだから人気出なさそう
See? Hey, you just proved her point there, Bakugo.
低速な会話ですこと。
でもこういうの好きだ私
スペースヒーロー13号だ。セル紳士的なヒーロー。
私好きなの13号中に入りましょう
I always love Midoriya's faces whenever he meets a hero he's always wanted to, like,
僕が作った演習場ですその名も嘘の災害や事故ルーム略して USJ
Universal Studios Japan. Universal Studios Japan, yes.
始める前にお小言を1つ2つ3つ4つ5つ超人社会は個性の使用を視覚性にし厳しく規制するしかし一歩間違えば容易に人を殺せる行き過ぎた個性を個々が持っていることを忘れないでください助けるためにあるのだと心得て帰ってくださいな
13号かっこいい。
よし、そんじゃまずは
Guess who?
一塊になって動くな
Guess who?
あれはヴィランだ
くしくもそれは命を救える訓練の時間に僕らの前に現れた。
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, man, you'll get to know them really fast. Yeah, the handyman and the void, I call the other one. The one who is pretty much like just a gigantic black void.
Guessing that was the bartender type person.
Yeah, that was the bartender. Yes. Okay. So here we are with a preview of the next episode. Here we go.
つゆちゃんと呼んで
ちゃん、違い、ミツの遭遇。
ミネタちゃんがあんな髪型をしている理由がわかる
There you go.
It's a weird main villain type dude, though.
With the hands all over him.
Yeah.
Well, you'll come to understand his abilities and how terrifying they can be. And trust me, he's like there's a lot more to him than just a look.
Yeah, because just design-wise, he looks like he'd be more of like a side villain or something, but I don't know.
But the bartender, aka the Void, he is like his ability is he can actually teleport people into places. He can actually like warp them in,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Which makes me wonder if it wasn't necessarily that same group that let the reporters in. Because you're kind of thinking, like, oh, it's probably those villains doing some shit, you know, that let those reporters in. But why would they need to break down the barrier? I mean, I guess if they were just specifically letting the reporters in for the hell of it. But I don't know why they would need to break down the barrier if they were just going in because they have that guy, you know, and could just teleport inside, you would think.
Yeah.
Unless that barrier is made in a way that, like, his power can't go through it somehow.
Maybe. But more questions will be answered as time goes on. Right now, it's, you know, training exercise that's going awry. It turns out it's a training exercise that's actually being turned into pretty much fight for your life. Because that's a shit ton of villains that's stepping in there. Including the big baddies. You know, like the Void and the Handyman. Though, on top of that, there's all sorts of other villains who are stepping in. And
So they only got, like, it looks like 2 main heroes at that location.
oh yeah,
right now.
13. Well, 13 and Aizawa are the two main heroes. Whereas All Might is resting because he overexerted himself yet
Yeah.
again. Go figure.
So, I mean, like, that's a lot of villains for the 2 of them to fight right now.
yeah, and
I'm assuming All Might's going to have to come out, and that's who they're there for, they were saying. It was like they're talking about what if All Might got killed while he was a teacher or whatever, you know?
yeah, and well, you'll see what's going to happen, but just know this: this is the final arc of this season, and then and then after this arc is resolved, we're moving into season 2, where things. A lot of people say season 2 so far has been like their favorite season. I don't like so far for what I experienced in season 2. Yes, it's probably my favorite season, especially comparing this one to the other one. I like both of them. Don't get me wrong, I love both of them. But
So I'm thinking about it, and I'm kind of thinking, like, I hope something really bad doesn't happen, like, in the show at some point. Like, everybody seems to be, like, still pretty okay with the show, and I feel like I would have heard a lot more people being like, fuck that show if it does, but I don't know.
you'll see. There's potentially some fuck this show moments upcoming. You'll see them.
Yeah,
But-
like, basically the main thing is I'm kind of worried because I'm like, I don't really want All Might to die, but I feel like that's something that could happen.
You'll
Because
see.
where his powers are dwindling and shit, like,
You'll
and
see.
the villains are obviously out to get him.
Well, you'll see how it all turns out. But all I can say right now, man, is just this series, there's moments where you actually fully lose yourself to the series. I was in the middle of
I just realized I better not read the comments on this video now that I've said that.
yeah, don't.
Because there's going to be people that are probably going to accidentally give it away just commenting
Well,
on what I was saying.
But then there's also dickbags who are just like, oh yeah, yeah, they just come in and they just say all the spoilers just because they want to ruin it for you.
Come on again specifically to be like, Snape kills Dumbledore.
Oh gosh, pulling a spoy boy on you.
It's just that fucking video. I just always remember that video from when the book came out, and there were people waiting to get their copy of the book, and the guy drives by and is like, Snape kills Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Snape kills Dumbledore. And, no, you bitch! You bitch!
And then there was also another one where they spoiled the Deathly Hallows. They were just like they were going around. They were going. Voldemort kills Harry. Turns out Harry's a Horcrux. Turns out also Harry comes back to life with a resurrection stone and then kills Lord Voldemort. It's like, oh my god. Some people just have no shame in doing that stuff.
See, like, that video's really funny. Like, and I remember how funny that was. And technically it spoiled it for me, too. Because I was like, oh, man, fucking really?
Yeah.
Like, but...
well, the spoiler
I think about being, like, that girl in that line and, like, everybody else in that line and just how fucking angry that would make me at the same time.
The spoy boys...
Like, I'd be chasing after that guy's car like, I'm going to kill you!
Well... As they were,
I kill you. That's a spoiler for in 20 minutes.
As they were deemed by the internet, the Spoy Boys, aka or SPOIBOIS.
Yeah.
They have no shame. They have no shame about spoiling anything because they want to ruin people's fun. That's all they're about. That's just like the incessant trolls that we always run into here on YouTube, who are always trying to ruin everything for everyone. And thankfully we have a community enough to where they're just like, nope, delete, delete, hide user from channel, delete, hide user from channel, delete. Yeah, so I actually had to deal with that earlier because someone actually gave away a spoiler in one of the episode, or actually the most recent one we released of My Hero Academia. That I saw, and I was just like, you piece of shit. Like, you piece of shit. And it was something I already knew, but it was just like, do people just get off on that? They're just like, I'm gonna ruin it for him. Oh my God, I'm gonna ruin it for him. It's like, oh my gosh, he read it. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then they just fucking like splooge off and just forget forget for 10 seconds that they're probably the most terrible cellar dwelling pieces of shit in the world.
I don't know what the fucking like mentality is behind just like ruining fun for someone else. It's like, but I can make this person's life a little bit shittier.
Well, you know why? Because they're miserable themselves and they want to make the rest of the world miserable.
I guess so.
Well, it's just like,
it's like I
all
want
these
my pain to be inflicted on others.
Well, it's like all these game journalists, or not just game journalists, but movie journalists and all these other people coming after Ghostbusters 3 now and saying that, oh, Ghostbusters 3 is happening now and it's all your fault. And I'm like, do what? It's like, guys, Ghostbusters 3 is happening, and it's got not only the blessing of Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson and everyone else, it's also being directed by the guy who is the son of the director of the original films. That's not a bad thing. Who is actually a good director in his own right. I actually saw this one. I'm gonna say his name, Ben Mendelsohn. Yeah, I know who you are. Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn coming on there and saying, "Oh, Ghostbusters 3 is being directed by the one kid who in Ghostbusters 2 said, you know, my dad thinks you guys are full of crap." It's like, yeah, that was him. But have you looked at his filmography and what he has directed? He directed Juno. He directed Up in the Air. He directed, damn it, what's that one? That one with Charlize Theron in it. Shit, it's gonna kill me now. But he's directed great films. He's directed really, really good films, and it shouldn't but you trying to discredit him because you're unhappy that your silly continuum of the 2016 Ghostbusters isn't continuing. Get over yourself and stop trying to ruin the fun for everyone else. Okay? Get over yourself. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, so these people are actually upset that they don't get more of Ghostbusters 2016?
Yes.
God damn it.
No, I don't get it because personally, I found the film passable in certain areas, but overall it was just not funny and just not interesting. And this isn't me saying that the women in it can't be funny. No, Melissa McCarthy can be very funny. In the movie Spy, I was howling at how funny she was. Same thing in Bridesmaids. Kristen Wiig, Bridesmaids as well, and she's also done really well for herself with her own projects.
Yeah, she's been funny in a lot of stuff, and that's why when I originally saw the previews, I was like, that could be pretty funny.
Yeah,
and then I just heard so many people be like, yeah, it's real bad.
Well,
but,
I watched
it. I just didn't bother.
I watched it, and the jokes that they tried to do just weren't funny. There was one where they tried to do this soup place that either gave them not enough wontons or too many wontons, and they played the joke 3 times, and it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny the first time, so why would you do it 2 more times? And then there was also the one part where Kate McKinnon sees this this graffiti in the subway of the Ghostbusters emblem, you know, the ghost with the X over top of it and everything, and she takes a picture of it, and she lingers on it for a good 10 seconds. It was pretty much her looking at the camera and saying, hey, you see that? That's our logo. Hey, are you seeing that? That's our logo. Like me, I just wanted to be in the editing chair and just be move along, for God's sakes. They harped on way too much about some things. Some of the effects were actually pretty good, and I liked the weapons variety. I liked when they actually got the weapons out, and they got these gauntlets where you could actually punch the ghost, and the ghost shredder, which was actually pretty fucking cool. And also the pistols and all the other gadgets and all that. They were cool, but overall the film just was such a dud. To me, I just didn't... I was like, ugh. It wasn't terrible. Could have been a lot worse, but... Here we are talking about Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah, I was going to say, we went real off the rails on this one.
Hey, what did you expect? We're the Renegades. That's what we do. Off the rails with the Renegades. Hey, yeah, that's a shirt right there. We're going off the rails. What did you expect? Okay.
But yeah, I'm worried about where the rest of the show is going to go for the end of the season and stuff to an extent, but I'm still excited to see it. So.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot to unpack in the next...
I wasn't worried until this episode, and then I just started thinking about it. My anxiety is oh man,
Well,
some bad shit could end up happening.
Over
So
the
far,
next-
this show's been kind of like pretty like feel good and tame, but I always have this thing in the back of my mind. It's like this anime could go Attack on Titan in any minute. Or something.
really fast.
Yeah.
Well, over the next
Or it
3
could
to
pull a
4
Gurren Lagann
episodes,
on us, you know.
over the next 3 to 4 episodes, you're going to there's going to be things that are going to happen, and you'll realize very quickly just how you'll realize very quickly just how things will progress, not just overall in the show, but for the characters and everything else in between. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Renegades React. Once again, if you are watching this on YouTube and you want to watch the full episode of this, feel free to click the link down in the description down below. It should be the first link that you see down there. Check that out, and you'll be able to watch the full version of this on our Patreon page. So, yeah, if you want to check that out, feel free to. And, yeah, I guess until next time, everyone, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you in the next one, everybody. A peace out.